Maybe 10 years ago, a friend said to me, like, you have an opportunity. Everything is kind of comfortable now, but God wants you to have abundance and not just a comfortable relationship. And so He is going to invite you to go deeper. I think He's done that. My name is Megan, and we are new members here at Veritas. God takes us as we are, and He invites us constantly into more. And so my journey has been one of growing and then kind of stalling, and then that invitation of more. And I would say that that's true with prayer as well. Most recently, in this kind of re-invitation to go deeper is through, I took the prayer class. It really literally changed my walk with the Lord, changed my life in a lot of ways. And it was really a beautiful thing. Not that it was, I saw visions and, heard God audibly speak, although like that does happen. It was more of like this invitation to know and be known on a greater level. I found it life-changing. What made that class so life-changing for me was that it came on the heels of a season where God was inviting me into rest and Sabbath. Prayer is a lot about slowing down, about calming your thoughts and taking intentional time just to be. I'm slowing because it allows me the space to know the Lord in new ways, and for Him to speak to me in ways that I couldn't hear if I were constantly moving. I often will go out to my garden and sit. There's a reason Jesus used a lot of like gardening and nature illustrations, right? Because there are so many ties to our spiritual walk in the natural world. It's been so dry. I planted seeds, and the seeds are struggling to grow even though I watered them. But I have this lettuce plant that I let go to seed so I could collect the seeds, and some of them fell on the path. And my path is like wood chipped, so it actually holds more moisture. So all of these seeds that I planted, I didn't get hardly anything to sprout. But here in this path, I've got all of these little tiny baby lettuce plants that just all of a sudden are growing. And I didn't do anything. You can work and work and work all you want, but it's God who makes things grow. If you want to grow in prayer, I think you just have to do it. The starting place that has made the most difference for me has been that God delights to know me. He longs for that connection. When I start with kind of that, my daddy who's in heaven starting place, everything else kind of flows into place. And I think you can ask for help too. He'll meet you wherever you are. I've started asking the Lord, if I can't get up in the morning, I'll just ask the Lord to wake me up. And He'll wake me up in the middle of the night, and I'll come out into my living room and pray for a little while or read for a little while. It's just been a really precious thing. Like, I don't have this in me, God, to do this on my own, but He wants to spend time with us, and so He will answer the prayer of help me. So if you don't know what to do, you can always just ask for help. I am convinced that if we want to see our church grow, if we want to see our relationships grow, if we want to see Veritas make a difference anywhere in this city, that it starts and ends with prayer. We can make all of the programs that we want, we can do all the outreaches that we want, but if we're not backing those things and starting those things with prayer, then they're not going to have the effect that God wants, because prayer is that powerful, and it does make a difference.